Flawless victory. Fatality.
I told you I'd be making a model comeback, didn't I? Please note, if this statement made no sense to you, please refer back to the previous video. By watching this, you are now legally obliged to watch the previous video. Failure to do so could lead to court action against you. This statement may or may not be true. Thank you.
It doesn't make any sense, sir.
Welcome to another edition of I Recommend. On this channel, I look at the good, the bad, and just the downright ugly of movies. Hopefully guiding you to the good and away from the bad and the ugly. With all that being said, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel. Sit back and relax, and let's get this party started. What is on the menu, I hear you say? Today's movie is A Quiet Place Part 2. It doesn't take a genius to realise that this in fact is a sequel to, surprise surprise, A Quiet Place. Now if you haven't seen the first one, there will be some spoilers in this particular video, so it's important you do that now.
Okay.
While you go watch the first one, I'll just sit here, and just wait. I'll just sit here and wait.
6.5 hours later.
Oh, finally, you're back. Excellent. But at least now we're on the same page. Let's crack on with the video. As this movie is A Quiet Place, I thought it'd be a great idea to do this movie with sign language. But then I realised that you guys can't see me and I know nothing about sign language. So then I thought, let's do it in Morse code. So for the remaining of this video, it will be completely done in Morse code. So here we go. Okay, that's clearly not working. So forget that, let's just crack on with the review as I would normally do it and stop being so clever.
You're so stupid!
Now, I'm quite new to A Quiet Place and only saw the first one yesterday. And these are my thoughts from watching the first one yesterday before I even watched the sequel. Firstly, I like the fact that we were 89 days in to the takeover of the aliens and we didn't have the initial chaos of when an alien invasion takes place initially. There's very little dialogue in this particular film, which is quite a new thing, and I thought that was quite interesting. Now, in this film, sound and music is used fantastically to try and really get the scenes quite intense, especially when there's an alien coming towards the characters. The heartbeat sound kicks in, and that really adds to the intensity and the suspense. I love the fact that they brought in a character who is pregnant. As we all know, being pregnant and being quiet is probably the most difficult things to do in the world. And I thought the fact that they put this in would really add, and did really add, to the suspense and the thrill of it. At the end of the movie, the characters realise that a high frequency sound coming from a hearing aid is the kryptonite for these particular aliens. Now, the fact that it ended there was a little bit disappointing for me because I just wanted to see how things progress from there. However, I suppose this is what makes a great film, leaving you wanting more by the end of it. Now, what was interesting was
Take two.
Action!
Now, what was interesting was the way the film was left. The following film could be a prequel or a sequel to this particular one, so it'd be interesting to see which way the director and the writers have gone. Apologies for any background noise you heard in the last segment. As you can tell, my house, ironically, is not a quiet place. I just have to very calmly ask them to just keep it down.
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
Quiet Place Part 2 stars Emily Blunt, who's making a comeback. You have Cillian Murphy, who you may have seen in the movie Dunkirk. The multi-talented John Krasinski stars, directs, and has also written this particular film. So the aliens with the acute sense of hearing are back and continuing with their mass destruction. So the question that everyone's asking is, has John Krasinski done it again, and has he created something as good as A Quiet Place, the original? Well, let me tell you, he has in fact brought back the aliens with the intensity, with the drama, and with the suspense, which is absolutely fantastic. Krasinski has really used the fact that this movie is so quiet at times, alongside music and the heartbeat sound that I talked about earlier, to really make this movie really intense and really full of suspense, which is brilliant. I felt that he also used the breathing of the characters at times, the gasping for air, the holding the breath, all of that stuff to really add to the fact that this movie was full of suspense and full of thrill. Just like the last one, this film will make you jump and may it really scare you, which is what you'd look for in a horror movie, so that was absolutely awesome. Krasinski once again sucks you in regards to feeling the jeopardy that the characters are in, and really fills you up with intrigue about what's going to happen next. As with the first film, this movie does lack dialogue in comparison to a lot of other films, but again, this is used at the right times and quite effectively to really try and get the movie going in the right direction.
There's nothing left.
There will be a few spoilers in the next section, but what I will do is put the word spoiler in the corner so you know that I am talking about spoilers at this stage. So mute now, and when the word spoiler disappears on the screen, then you can unmute and carry on listening and watching the video. So this film does go into the past, a bit of a prequel at the start, and then jumps back to the present day. So there is a bit of a prequel and sequel situation going on. But I imagine the next film will be a sequel to try and really progress the story from where it is now. At the end of the last movie, we realised that a high frequency sound coming from hearing it, ooh, just like that sound. Oh, I wish it would stop. That's better. Yes, we realised that this was the weakness for these particular aliens, and I thought they'd go off and they'd really kick on and really start smashing these aliens in this particular film. However, Krasinski went for a slower approach as opposed to what I would have done, and I think it really did work. I love the fact that they used the high frequency sound coming from the hearing aid to emit over the radio. I thought this was a great idea, and hopefully it's set up nicely for the third film where they can really go off and kick the backsides of these aliens. There's no strong language throughout this film, as there's not much language throughout this film, full stop. There are no scenes with sexual content or nudity, but it does tick the box in regards to violence, as you can imagine with the type of film that we've got here, just like the first one. Overall, I thought this film was a great one, especially in regards to sequels, as generally sequels are not that great. It had the intensity, the suspense, the thrill. The aliens were fantastic, the acting was brilliant, so I think if you enjoyed the first one, you will definitely enjoy this one. However, I do feel that this film isn't as good as the first one, but it was quite a difficult thing to try and really be as good as the first one. This movie will definitely have you glued to the screen and just keep you waiting and with bated breath for the next intense scene. Having said all of that, I will therefore give this film a 7.5 out of 10. Hello? Is there anyone watching out there?
There are people out there.
I hear what you're saying, Emily, but the lack of subscriptions and comments to my channel would suggest otherwise. So if you want to prove me wrong and Emily right, then please like, share and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching, and I shall see you in the next one.